Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. It is starting to rain just a bit, but I still wanted to film a video showing off the hand-built Lincoln log cabin that my grandfather made. I'm in Kentucky visiting them for the first time in the past year, doing so responsibly. We were all vaccinated, of course. But I thought I'd do a quick preview while I was out here for Robot Quest Arena by Wise Wizard Games. This is a game that we're doing a gameplay of. We have some first impressions of it over on Alex, Board Game Co's channel, but I thought I'd show it off. I thought I'd give you a impression, or my first impressions of what exactly this game is. So Robot Quest Arena, Robot Quest Arena is going to be a tactical deck building and skirmish game. It's going to be a little bit on the lighter side, but you're going to be drawing up from a marketplace of cards, attaching them to your own personal characters and abilities, playing those sequentially from your hand in a Clank-style combat, and then you're going to be maneuvering these adorable little robots around the board, doing your very best to position, attack, take out, destroy, and steal health from the other players. The main objective or victory points in the game is a combination of knock out the vast majority of players and be the person that does the most damage over the course of the rounds available. Every time you knock someone out, they're going to respawn onto the board at the start of their turn and re-engage in battle with everyone else. Now, it's not aggressively deep. It's not a heavy, 30 minutes to learn, 7 hours to play tactical game, but what I was looking for when it came to Robot Quest Arena was something that did two things. Allowed me to construct in an accessible 30 to 45 minute experience, allowed me to construct a deck and a deck building sequence that felt rich and rewarding, that was engaging. And then let me play with that, let me engage with that on the table. I wanted that combination of a deck building skirmish game to be quick to play, interesting to engage with, and then result in some ridiculous sequence of events where everything's crumbling and falling apart, where you're able to set something on fire, punch a friend in the face, and then slam one up against the wall, allowing you to score a chain of victory points and then pull those over into your pool. And Robot Quest Arena does just that. It's quick to play, it's accessible to play, and as you build up your character decks, as you get new weapons, new abilities, some ranged attack, increased movement, there's many different pathways you can follow down that are fun to engage with, rewarding to embrace when it comes to the combat and the sequence of battle, and also an experience to sit down and play on the table. I really did have a joy doing the gameplays. We did multiple gameplays where we got a chance to really experience the game, and again, I want more. I want more modules, I want more complexity, I want more cards. I always want more when it comes to games like this, but for a skirmish or an intro level skirmish game that's combining a deck building system, it's doing it really well. So let's go over some of the main elements of this title that I find interesting. First off, let's start with that skirmish arena that you're playing in. You're going to have different zones that provide you a variety of benefits, from stopping in certain locations to gain additional health, to being able to buff, supercharge, get a move, add additional energy, or score victory points by controlling certain regions of the board. All of that felt good, and having more locations to play with than I have here in the prototype will open up the door to strategically manipulating and maneuvering the board in a way that allows you to feel like you're really in a combat arena. The fact that the robots get knocked out and then respawn, re-engage, and go back into battle immediately means there's never a moment where a player doesn't have a responsible or a reasonable thing to do. You're always engaged in the fight, and there's always an opportunity for you to, get back up into the scoring round. It can lead to some people being bullied. The incentive to continue knocking someone out to score the higher victory points certainly is focused there, and you can see it in our gameplay. Alex got pummeled, and in the playtest that we did before that, I got absolutely decimated. For me, it was the sequence of events that you could do on the board. The maneuvering, the ability to kind of rush forward and slam multiple characters, play a giant Gatling gun down that sprays across the board, or a line of attacks. That pulls us over into the deck building side of the game. And it does exactly what I wanted a deck building game to do. It gave me lots of options, many pathways to build my character, and all of them were intriguing, interesting, and exciting. I do want more. This prototype came with kind of the base level, and I'd love to see more crazy weapons, more amazing robots, more fun things that I can do. But I can tell you this, Right now, I could build a robot that is able to move like 8 spaces in a single round. That lets me rush forward, slam someone up against the back wall, and then continue hammering them until they're beat to a bloody pulp, or a, I suppose, mechanically engineered oil and goop pulp. I'm able to buy a weapon that shoots a laser beam across the floor. I'm able to create damage and punch someone with a sequence of a 1-2-3 knockout. There are moments where if you get the right draw of cards, you get the right sequence of events, you're able to do exactly what you want to do when it comes to a deck building system. Now, I would like to see some of these cards link in, lock into position, and soup up or buff some of your characters. I would like to see more tactical positioning based off of the cards you've drawn on the board itself. Let me put down laser beams and mines. Let me build walls, construct tents, but all of that is stuff that can be added in. Right now, based off the prototype I have, it did exactly what I wanted it to do. It allowed me to build a fun and captivating deck that I could then play with in an interesting arena that had decent scoring, never knocked anyone out, and kept us all engaged for the entirety of the gameplay. Now, criticism. What's the potential areas of this game that might make it right or wrong for you to add to your collection? Because that's a decision you're going to have to make. Well, first off, this is going to be on the lighter side. I've played some skirmish games that do a similar thing, but they do so in a much more deep and complex way. Black Rose Wars is one that would come to mind that does so much on the board. There's a lot of similarities in terms of the framework and the structure, but it does so much that it's hard to table. So if you're a group that enjoys a fun helter-skelter 30 to 45 minute game, this might be more your style, or if you think you can get that to the table. However, if you're looking for something that at the moment provides the same depth and complexity of some of your heavier skirmish games, it's not what this one's catering to be. It's not what this one is attempting to be. Along with that, right now there, like I said, is the opportunity for some people to feel a little bullied up on. It doesn't actually cost you anything, because victory points are damage. If you can do more damage, if you get knocked out and you respawn onto the board, sometimes that's even a good thing for your positioning. But there is and can be the feeling of being picked on in the game, and that's because some cards and some abilities and some sequence of events just incentivize punching the person who's already been punched. Because I score more if I can knock you out, because it's funny if I can knock you out, because the narrative of the game rewards that pathway. I personally found that hilarious and ridiculous. I was belly laughing while playing, but if you have people in your gaming group who are more sensitive to the idea of being focused, or being knocked out, or being, not knocked out of the game, but or being picked on in a way by getting a whole swath of damage, or 3 players all in a single round deciding that you're the most advantageous player for us to punch, this game's gonna kind of be on the edge for you there as well. And then finally, I think for me, I'm gonna look at the Kickstarter and see what else they're adding. I have enjoyed the prototype. I'm really excited to continue engaging with it, but I want more. Selfishly, greedily, I want to see more from this system. More depth when it comes to the deck building, more fun sequences and events that I can utilize, more robots with cool character abilities, the ability to attach and upgrade your own tableau so that you can create robots that feel like they have arms extending out and they're jutting up, or like jet packs that are firing. I want this to be Robot Arena, the board game, and right now it's getting pretty darn close to being that. Either way, I am excited that I had a chance to play and show off. It is beginning to pour, and I am slowly getting more and more drenched. So I think this is going to be a preview. I hope you enjoyed it. Link to the Kickstarter down below. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And with that, I'm going to go run inside and get out of this rain. That didn't work very well.